afternoon, South Africa, and a very warm welcome to you. This is Afternoon Express. Bonnie Danilo,
welcome
hello.
indeed. I'm Bonnie Booty, and this is our dishy co-host, Danilo.
She's made up this word dishy, and I still don't know where it comes from. Like
dishy.
dishy, it's like dashing and like fishy.
I'm sure
or...
somebody thinks you're dishy.
I do the dishes.
The three of us, you do the dishes well.
Yeah.
The three of us haven't introed the show together in a long time.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So now, basically, the storm over the Western Cape and Cape Town seems to be, going down a little bit, but the Western Cape as a whole is still being ravaged by absolute disaster and emergencies.
Yeah.
I think the last time I checked was between 77,000 and 150,000 people that have been evacuated.
Basically, the
from
whole of Nice now.
Yeah,
it's
on the Garden route, in fact, now. It's starting to spread towards PE. I've seen photos of people's homes completely and utterly destroyed. Lives, basically, have been destroyed by this fire.
Yeah.
And everyone was so obsessed about a storm, and where only like a couple of people were affected terribly. And I mean, these fires have been insane.
Our well wishes are with all the families who've suffered great loss today. I mean, peace and grace be with you.
Indeed.
Yeah.
On the show today, however, we've got two incredible people coming to join us. Two men who've been hustling since day one. The first of these is an entrepreneur who started his first business at the age of 13, and he was selling sweets to his friends in school. And his entrepreneur spirit has just grown since that day.
Yeah, he's also come up with a footwear range called Mama Kia, which is basically just gewone shoe, like the one he's wearing. Very popular shoe styles and types with a local twist. He's actually weaving them and crocheting them now.
Indeed, that's what they look like. It's awesome.
Absolutely.
They're very comfy, so we'll show you more later on in the show.
Yeah.
All right, now our first guest today has been through an incredible life journey. He was born in the Congo during the Civil War. He lived through the Rwandan genocide. He survived a volcano eruption. He crossed crocodile-infested waters to reach South Africa, and he worked as a car guard to earn a living.
And now he's a multi-platinum selling singer, songwriter and producer. Exactly a year ago, he walked away with the Sama for his debut album 7, which featured one of the hottest tracks of 2016 called Never Let Me Go. It's Tresor.
So never let me go. Never been to heaven, so I don't know for sure. But you felt like heaven, and I feel like more. Something about you, I just don't know. I gotta have you near me, so never let me go. Never let me go. Never let me go. Never let me go. I never let you let me go. Never let me go. Never let me go. Never let me go. I never let you let me go. Never let me go. Never let me go. Never let me go. I never let you let me go. Never let me go. Never let me go.
Oh, absolutely gorgeous. Bienvenue à Afternoon Express.
Merci beaucoup, merci. Enchanté.
Yeah, welcome back. A lot has happened since we last saw you in the loft. Tell us about all the exciting things that have been happening, including your being signed on by Ultra.
Wow, it's been incredible past few months. I mean, since I think I was here,
Gee, you've been busy.
to be honest, I don't know where to start. I don't know where to start. I mean, the album went on to win a Summer for Best Pop Album and went on travel the world touring and just, traveling with the music. And just, I think life changed incredibly.
Well, Bonnie mentioned your deal with Ultra, so it's a licensing deal worldwide.
That's correct.
What exactly is a licensing deal? I mean, what does this mean for you as an artist?
I mean, this deal we signed it about a year ago, and it really just changed, opened a lot of doors for me as an artist.
Yeah.
And also, it just, for me, it's literally a new landscape for African music.
Yeah.
And it just put us in the pretty much same sphere as the other global artists, and being able to explore opportunities to expose our music to bigger markets.
Of course, and I mean, they love you internationally. I think you've been on the Italian iTunes list twice, the first African song to ever do that.
Yeah.
And then, of course, you're basically beating a whole bunch of other international artists on those iTunes lists. Like, I mean, technology must be changing music as a whole so much, but now people don't have to buy albums anymore. They can just buy individual songs.
Yeah.
How does this change your way of creating the business of music for you?
Like personally, when I create music, I don't really think much about the sales or anything, and I think I've always trying to portray the right emotions and just wherever that I feel and how I'm being inspired at that time. And I think the best example being that my first single that we released called My Everest actually picked at first in Cape Town.
Yeah.
And somebody in Italy just discovered it on YouTube, and then from there they got in touch with the team, and then the rest became history. So I think at the moment songs are really, I think, discovering more respect the power of one song. You know?
Absolutely.
There is so much power. It's life-changing. Can literally not just life-changing, it can be history-changing.
Yeah,
exactly.
And albums are still great. I'm still kind of an album artist. I love to make a bunch of songs because you know it's a body of work. But songs definitely have shifted how we make music and how we view actually the whole artist career.
And now that your music is going to be exposed to a much wider and global audience, do you feel like it's going to change? Is your sound going to alter a little bit?
Not much. I think my sound is forever evolving. However, I have to keep it truly African because that's the whole mission. And you know, my new mission is pretty much to revive the glory days of African pop sound and bring back the caliber of likes of Bra Hugh, Chico Twala, Johnny Clegg, Brenda
What was it like
Fassie.
collaborating with Bra Hugh and a whole bunch of other artists?
And it's just for me like trying to take it back there where it's African music on top of the world, where you go globally and stadiums are being sold out. For African music. Yeah.
It's taken you a lot to, Dani, it's taken you a lot to get to where you are. I mean, you've had to overcome a lot of pain and personal sadness. Did you ever imagine that your life would end up where it is today? And what kept you going through all those times?
Most definitely, it's been a very, very, very hard journey. And you know, where you start, you never really know where you're gonna end up or how your journey gonna turn out. I mean, you know, losing the parents very young and being amongst the millions of kids that experienced the Rwandan genocide in Goma, and traveling throughout Africa, just a young kid being adventurous, ending up in Durban. I think what really kept me through everything is pretty much the dream. Somehow I've had a very strong belief since I was very young that this is what I wanted to do. And for me, it's beyond myself, you know, just for myself, because there are so many kids in war-torn countries, so many kids in poor cities, like where I come from. And for me, the whole dream and the whole purpose of this dream is to pretty much to revive hope in kids from places similar to where I come from.
You've got such an amazing heart, and of course you do so many things for so many people. Let's discuss how you became a grandfather at 30.
So, I mean, I have a massive family, you know. We lost our parents when we were very young. And actually, I always tell my friend that I literally shot up to adulthood by the time I was 17. So I was playing in local bars and hotels, so I could manage to pay actually university fees and school fees for my siblings.
That's incredible.
It's beautiful because now they're doctors, you know.
Wow.
Businesswomen, and they have incredible,
what a beautiful thing to
incredible lives. Thank you.
Yeah.
And so when I see them, you know, it's really, I'm very proud. Really, and it's. I mean, we've come a long way losing our parents very young, and just seeing everybody literally coming together and everybody really living a good life is really a humbling experience.
You're also the only live person I know who's ever witnessed a volcano or lost something in a volcano. Tell us about that volcano
I mean, there are so
story.
many people from my hometown. It just, I mean, just the awareness. You know, I'm grateful that and I'm in a position where I can talk about a lot of things. But we experienced in 2001, I think around 17th of January. And I was young, you know, everybody, and, you know, it was like a joke, you know, suddenly skies are like turned red, and everybody just, you know, these are very, people that stayed far out of town, they call the pygmies, and they communicate well with nature, and people are laughing because they're like getting out of, you know.
Wow.
Eventually, you know, I remember clearly I was very young, and I was about to take my guitar. We had a few cars at home, and everyone was coming to get a lift. We went out the next day, literally the whole town was flat.
Wow.
You know.
The whole town was destroyed.
Yeah,
Crazy.
like 80% of it. You must check it out, Goma, volcano eruption.
Wow. Tell us about this picture.
That's my primary school picture.
Yeah.
My parents really came from a very humbling background. They all were born in villages and really come from families that really had values in land. but they really tried the very, very best to make sure I went to really good school. This is...
Which one is you, the one that we've circled?
Yeah. This is Kauta, and it's one of the best schools back in my hometown. It's really one of the best half-day school, primary schools.
Yeah.
Wow, that's incredible. Well, anyone out there who's watching and has this dream of making the music that you're making, or even just any dream, and they're just in a tough place and they can't see themselves working out of it, what would you say to them?
I personally believe the biggest enemy of everything is really fear. When we really fear living our purpose, that's when we start to really, like, you know, sink. And for me, it'd be like, go out there, live your dream with all the challenges, the pain, the good days, just go out there and live your dream. And eventually, for me, like, I always say, in 50 years, 100 years from now, no one will care. We'll be all gone. But rather live a life that really mean something to me and loved ones than just living just to get by.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
go
I
out
love
there
your
and
view on
push
things.
and enjoy.
Yeah.
We're going to take a quick break, but we're going to be back with you on the couch in just a little bit. Over to you, Dan.
Oh my word, so many conversations still to be had. We'd love to hear from you on the show today. Afternoon Express on all of our social media platforms. On Facebook today, we're asking you the question, because Tresor drew his cover inspiration from Lionel Richie and Michael Jackson, which musician do you draw inspiration from and why? And two comments that I wanted to read out. One from Danielle Isaac said, I would have to say Michael Jackson, not only because his music is the best, in my opinion, but because through most of his music, he took a stand against discrimination and proved to so many people that it is more than just our skin color. I really wish that I met him. Hashtag my idol. Boy Tumelo Katisa says Lionel Richie, because the song Night Shift speaks to anyone from young to old. The lyrics of the song really inspire me to always be positive. Continue to share your thoughts and opinions with us. Who inspires you from the music industry? And also stay tuned to our social media platforms, because later on there's going to be a really cool competition that's going to be so much fun. You're going to laugh your way through it. We'll see you after the break.
Welcome back to Afternoon Express. We're live and back on the couch with our fantastic, one of my favourite South African artists, Tresor.
Thank you, thank you.
So, one thing that I found so absolutely amazing is, you know, you were here exactly a year ago after winning a SAMA. And now, if you consider, like, I mean, you were huge then, but where you are now, I mean, touring all over the world, being celebrated all over the world, and I believe that you were overseas, and a woman who couldn't even speak English came up to you and was like going mad, just as one of your biggest fans. What does it feel like to you to tour overseas, especially in places where they don't speak English, and have people singing back your lyrics to you? I mean, that must feel so powerful.
Yeah.
I think, you know, I've always thought, especially from my first album, because most of the songs I wrote in really these little rundown flats in Durban. It just that it's the connection of the music, that you can write something in a small space on your own, you know, of your own struggle, and that someone like miles, countries away will be able to relate and have the courage to actually learn and sing back to the music
feel it,
and feel and
what you were
connect.
meaning in
Yeah,
those
so
words.
it's the most rewarding thing.
Yeah. Let's talk about your album, Beautiful Madness, and for now, particularly your album cover.
Yes.
You've done there what's called the legend pose.
Legend lean and pose.
Tell us about that legend lean / pose.
It's look like when I like the whole
So we
Whoa,
also copied
you did it.
I did it yesterday.
That's amazing. That really looks amazing.
Yeah, and then
You nailed it.
Danilo also
And
did
she
one.
did it in a skirt, so that's even braver.
Did I nail it?
Yeah.
Did I nail
You
it?
killed it. That's cool as well.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
I don't know, Bonnie, I'm putting my money on you.
Absolutely. So legend
she killed it.
has it that
Yeah.
if one poses like this, they're destined to be a legend.
Why? Tell us about your pose. How did you come up with it?
Yeah, I mean, the whole sound is like inspired by 80s.
Oh, wow!
You know, 80s
Teddy
80s music.
Pendergrass did it, Lionel Richie, Michael Jackson.
Oh, well, then we must.
Yes.
Yeah, you know, that we just following the footsteps. Also, like, for me, I just wanted to be bold with it because, I think with our generation, maybe, will be like, it could be easily borderline cheesy, but we had to make it really, really cool.
No, you made it hard. And
so-
also your music is very 80s kind of inspired, 80s
Yes,
African
very
inspired.
much.
I love it. But now it's your turn at home to try your hand at the Legends pose. So we're running a competition on Facebook where you can post a pic of your best rendition of the hashtag Legends Lean pose.
And you stand the chance to win a Tresor hamper containing signed copies of both Tresor albums, plus a pair of Doc Martens. Oh, win those.
Bring back the Docs!
With a total value of more than 2,500 Rand. And you better hurry because Tresor himself will be choosing the winner during our show. We'll announce that later on.
I'm telling you, I'm going to get myself a pair of knee-high Dr. Martens and bring them back into fashion.
Yeah, absolutely.
Love them.
Tresor, for me, you're a classic artist. And don't you sometimes feel the pressure of kind of keeping up with the Joneses, keeping up what's happening lately, keeping up with what other musicians are doing all over the world? And how do you keep that pressure away and still have a self-belief that what you have to say now is relevant and it's going to be received well?
Thank you. Personally, I think I've been blessed with just the strength and just the courage to be able to... I look at artists as we have to open new avenues, like sonic avenues for people to hear the music. And we wouldn't do it if it won't be right if we have to kind of copy and repeat and repeat. So we have to be revolutionary with the music, and being inspired by the courage of the likes of Stevie Wonder, Yusundu, Brahu, Michael Jackson, Bob Marley, and just trying to push myself always to trying to be the best version of myself as an artist, without having to really think about the sales and the hype and everything. You just have to push for the music.
I'm a big believer on energy is everything. And I think you do such intense touring. How do you re-energize yourself on tour when you're constantly in different cities, different countries, and you've got to go out and perform with that same feeling and that same level of energy to give to your audience?
Actually, when we were flying down, I was telling one of my band members that the craziest thing that really I'm obsessed about right now is really like James Brown live performances. I'm like, that guy I'm sure he never used to gym. He just used to dance for like 2.5 hours. Music is pretty much like a spiritual thing, it's an energy. Sometimes you don't even know where you get energy from. Just the people, you feedback from the people or the music, and you just get high on the music. And that's pretty much it. Obviously, you're going to look after yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. We also know that you're a karaoke fan and you are always willing to sing anything by Brian McKnight. So please, can you just sing maybe 4 lines?
I'm a huge
now
karaoke fan. I'll start, not with Brian McKnight. I'll do one line from my favourite song and then you can do one. Oh, baby, baby.
Are you done?
No, that's me.
Done? Okay, that's
me.
You done? Okay.
I was Britney.
Nice. I liked it.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Britney. Beep.
Maybe the only artist I'll do probably Bob Marley.
Oh, I love Bob Marley.
Yeah.
I love
Do you remember
Ziggy too.
any lines you'd like to sing for us? Well, there's a Brian McKnight.
Oh, pirate, yes, the robe I sold out to the merchant ships. Minute after they took I from their bottomless pit.
Oh my goodness, can I tell you
Always
something?
ready.
We always do these afternoon explores sessions in the show. Please can we go and sing karaoke one night for one of my afternoon
I'll
explores
prepare that
shows?
day.
Yay! We'll go and have some fun, I reckon. That'll be a good idea.
So what can we expect from you in the future? What does the horizon hold for you?
we trying to take African music to like all corners of the globe, like never done before, and just touring. And just for me, in the next 2-3 years, every time they mention any biggest global music stars, we have to have our names there.
Exactly.
With African artists, without it being a favor. Oh, shame, they're from Africa.
No.
Like just because the music and the brand and the videos, everything is really up to world standards, and that's very much the vision, is to just literally take African pop music to another level.
Well, you're definitely going to get there. I mean,
Absolutely.
your voice is just like honey to me, and we definitely love you, and we believe in anything that you can do.
Absolutely, and what's incredible to see is that if you look at the artists who are making a global impact, it's artists who are staying true to their roots and making African music and not copying American music. I mean, there's a lot to learn from Americans from a business perspective of music and marketing and branding, but it's actually African music that everybody wants to hear.
We've got the best.
Yeah.
Speaking about the best music, I can't wait for you to perform a little bit later. You're going to be playing one of my favourite songs, Never Let Me Go. Hey, is that what the one you're doing?
Yeah.
Oh,
Remedy.
Love it. Remedy. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Well, I Never Let Me Go. Never Let You Go is also one of my favourites. But Remedy's coming up a little bit later.
Thank you.
We cannot wait for that performance right here on Afternoon Express, but the girls did mention a slight competition we're running on the show today, and it's all about that Legends pose. If you've got it, flaunt it. If you can flaunt it, take a photo of it and post it on our Facebook page. There's a post here currently running where you guys get to submit all your favorite Legends pose photos, and chosen by Tresor, we'll have a winner on the show, and it'll be announced on the show today. So time is literally running out for you to send through those photos. Let's take a look at some of the pics that people have submitted already. There's one here from Caroline Augustus who says, since it's Father's Month, my girls and I would like to enter the legend in our lives, husband and father, Wendell Augustus. And there was some at the bottom here that I really wanted to show because it was so funny, these Legends poses there. Sherlyn, thank you so much for yours there. And Mercy OM, we like these. These are really cool. Cool little Legends poses over there. Submit your Legends pose to our Facebook page, Afternoon Express, and you could be a winner with us on the show today. Now listen, this is very uncomfortable, so we need to go to a short commercial break. When we come back, we've got Kulani Sikosane joining us on Afternoon Express.
Sea Harvest. New look, same great taste.
Welcome back to Afternoon Express, live on SABC3. As we continue to celebrate success stones, our next guest, Kulani
Success stones, huh?
Stories. Did I say stones? Success stories. Our next guest, Kulani Sikosane, started his business, his first business at the age of 13. He's a true entrepreneur at heart, and he has honestly got sold such sweet textbooks as well. Sweets and textbooks to his friends in high school, which was so cool.
That's really innovative already. And in 2015, he co-founded an online magazine called Vugataki, which is an African-focused lifestyle magazine. It covers a range of topics from art, history and economics to health and wellness, all from an African-centered narrative. Welcome welcome to the loft, Glennie.
Gentle greetings and also gentle greetings to the viewers. And thank you very much for such a prestigious platform.
Oh,
Great
absolutely.
stuff, pleasure.
Love
Listen,
to
we'll be
have
talking
you.
about your shoes later, which we want to mention, but I just thought I was wearing
Very
them now, and I
sexy.
feel like they look so cool.
Yeah.
They're so light, they're breathable, it's really awesome. But we'll talk about those later. I want to go back to that first business of yours. I mean, at the age of 13, deciding to sell sweets to your friends
And
in school.
textbooks.
Yeah.
Textbooks. So like I started selling sweets at the tender age of 13, you know. So like I was raised by a domestic worker, so you know the pressures that comes with being a teenager. So like sometimes I couldn't afford to make ends meet, you know. So I resorted to selling sweets in order to make ends meet. And as a result, I could manage to buy myself nice stuff. Then I transitioned from selling sweets to selling my artworks because I'm a fine artist. So like I turned my passion into wealth. And like I used to do a door-to-door sales in my community. And then from there, I went to varsity. Then I saw a gap in varsity. There was an overwhelming demand of textbooks, second-hand textbooks in part. If you went to high school, you know those guys who sell second-hand textbooks. I was one of them. However, I was the powerhouse. Because now with the experience that came with selling sweets, you know,
yes.
Yeah.
I was actually about to ask you, what are some of the earliest business lessons that you learned?
I learned to offer good customer service to people, and also to constantly reinforce your quality, and also be innovative and move with the times.
Speaking of moving with the
Absolutely.
times, I think one of the most exciting projects that I know you worked on is Vugadaki, the online lifestyle magazine. And digital age is rife, and everyone's talking about how much this is the future of where we're all going to be moving. But as a young man as yourself, I mean, what inspired that movement of an online magazine? Because it's quite a risky space in terms of trying to find advertising.
And it's quite an
things.
ambitious feat.
Yeah.
Like basically we saw that the formulation of Vugadaki was inspired by seeing that the mainstream media doesn't portray positive and healthy images of black people. It promotes an anti-black narrative, and there are no Afrocentric media avenues that counteract that. So we were like, let's create a media outlet that will foster unity and inspire black confidence, so that black people can be able to have that self-determination and self-reliance.
Yeah. How do you find your contributors?
Or the contributors, our contributors, we have a former West Law lecturer who constantly contributes content. Moreover, Masilo Lipuru. We also have Thomas Black, who writes about economics from an Afrocentric intellectual orientation. Also, we have Themba Kamhlanga, who's more science-oriented, however, is well-researched. So, like, Vugadaki is like a university at the click of your button, an Afrocentric university to be precise. And also, we have embarked on a strategic partnership with Power FM. So, our writers are featured on Power FM on the articles they wrote on Vugadaki. So in order to penetrate the market.
Yes, yeah. Almost like make a 360 approach to make this content live, just not only in the website, but it lives in traditional media, it lives in person, it has a life to it.
Because not everyone is into reading, you know.
Yeah. So I mean, I commented earlier that that kind of platform is quite an ambitious feat. I say that because there's so many people out there who are trying to create these platforms. What are some of the challenges that come with running a platform like that?
Well, the challenges that we face is, of course, research. Research costs money because Vugadaki, like I've alluded, is a university at the click of your button. Like, research costs money because you can't tell me that you go to Google and research and then you tell me that you came up with research. You must go in the crowd. For instance, it needs us to go to Mapungubwe, Zimbabwe is in Zimbabwe, such stuff, So due to perhaps some of the financial constraints, You understand? We cannot perhaps be able to do such research. You understand? Because now we are more research oriented.
All right. How does a business like this make money? I mean, to inspire others to kind of create platforms like this, because everyone's a blogger nowadays. Everyone wants to produce a website. Everyone wants to produce content online. Okay. How does this become a successful business?
Okay, like on Vuataki, we sell editorials. We sell editorials to black businesses that inspire confidence to quality black businesses. Okay. So we have featured the likes of Mekhatung. Mekhatung is a nursery, is a bee harvesting nursery. Wow. You know, that inspires confidence because now apparently like we are running out of bees. And bees forms an integral part of food security and the ecosystem at large. We have featured the likes of Jabu Stone, a hair care product. Yes. We have featured, and the list is, we have featured Kwezi pushes and a comic book. A black narrative. Lois Umkize, you know, like that black narrative that inspires black confidence. Because like me as a black person, if I read a success story about a black person, it reflects back on me and it inspires that black confidence on me. So that's what we have geared towards.
Awesome.
Yeah. Yes. I mean, we recently celebrated Africa Month. What are your hopes for an Africa of the future?
My hopes are that we as Africans, we must create for ourselves. We must have that self-determination in the very same way that the Chinese have Chinatowns in all corners of the world. In the very same way they choose their own economic realities and control them. So we Africans, we don't own and control anything. Understand?
Okay. So he's building an industry, and I mean, one of the next steps of doing that is creating these products that we've got on the show today that I'm wearing today, literally wearing his shoes. You know, walk around in someone else's shoes. I get to do that on the show today. So more from our guest after the break.
I absolutely am obsessed with those shoes, Danilo, and we're going to be coming up a little bit while discussing them. But in the meantime, we're asking you online, who are the musicians that you draw all of your inspiration from? And thank you for all of your comments on our Facebook page. Neville Govender says that I would have to say artists like Johnny Clegg, Brenda Fassie, Yvonne Chaka Chaka, Bra Hugh, they give us hope and something to really look forward to. Then Madhu Vampaluli says Tresor, of course, Cameron Bruce, Leonard Cohen, Aloe Black, Shanika, and French-Canadian artist by the name of Mark Brulard, and really just anyone who's sincere and passionate about their craft. And then Sisusa Hlumelum Teto says, I really love Kelly Kamalo. She's the best female vocalist in SA for me, and her music is authentic and genuine because of her experience in the music industry. Love, love, love her. And I love, love, love your comments. Keep them coming on our Facebook page, Afternoon Express. We'll be right back after this.
Tropica Slender is giving away a taste of paradise. To enter the competition, buy a Tropica Slender and complete the daily story with your own twist ending on the Tropica Facebook, Instagram pages, or on Twitter when you follow at MyTropica with #SlenderTwist. You could be the weekly winner of a beach hamper or LG DVD player and be entered into the grand prize draw for a trip for two to Seychelles, courtesy of Air Seychelles and the Savoy Resort and Spa. T's and C's and details on tropica.coza.
No one taught me how to weave. I taught myself.
Welcome back to Afternoon Express. We're live on SABC3. Thank you again for joining us. Before the break, we were chatting to Kulani, who started an online magazine platform called Vugataki. We're back on the couch with him to chat about his shoe range called Mama Kia.
What I found so fascinating, like reading up on you, is that obviously you were educated and homeschooled by your granny, and then obviously had like a really young entrepreneurial spirit, like selling sweets and then eventually selling your artworks. Traditional schooling doesn't teach that.
Yeah.
So that's obviously a gift for you. So what made you then start this phenomenal idea of Mama Kia?
Like basically, this idea is an integration of the young and the old. Mama Kia, we started it with the elders. It's not, I cannot just take the sole credit, you understand? It's a collective effort. What inspired the creation was like essentially trying to package our rich African culture and translate it into a shoe and sell it to the whole world to consume.
Beautiful.
Whoa,
and tell us about the name. Where did the idea for the name come from?
Oh, basically the name Mama Kia stems from, the name Mama means mother, Kia is Kaya, home where the heart and spirit is.
Yeah. Oh, that's incredible. Yeah. So where do you source the materials that you use for the shoes, for the sole, the actual thread
like
that
what
you
is
sew
the
with?
thread?
What is it?
Oh, we use acrylic nylon. So we source our acrylic nylon from our supplier in Durban, and we source our soles from Mpumalanga. So we source our products, our raw materials locally.
Who have been the biggest buyers of your shoes?
Like the biggest buyers is here in Cape Town.
Really?
Like,
Wow. I think they're so funky.
Yeah, because all the
beautiful.
hipsters are in Cape Town.
Provincially is Cape Town. Cape Town has been supportive, and then regionally, or in terms of continental, is the Southern African region, and then on an international scale, is USA.
Let me tell you, they are so
incredible.
funky. They're works of art. They remind me of like African Yeezys.
Absolutely.
They're cool. Huh? But we actually caught up with the women who do manufacture your shoes for you to see exactly what your production line
we
is
started
like.
it together.
Yeah. Let's have a look.
No one taught me how to weave. I taught myself, and I've been doing this for 20 years. I started by seeing a certain lady wearing these shoes. Then I just looked at them, then came home, and then started doing them. That's why I'm still doing them today. Working on Mama Kia shoes has made a great difference for us because it changed our lives. That's why we're still doing them till today, and we get more orders. As I'm the one who started weaving these shoes, I taught lots of women, my sisters and other women in our community. At the moment we are doing them, and even if we get a bigger order, we don't delay, we just do them, then they get them on time.
Okay, they're absolutely beautiful. I love them. And of course, they are unisex. Women can wear them, men can wear them, and men can wear them as well. Where can we buy a pair and what do they cost? Because I'm a shoe lover of note. I think we're going to need some Mama Kias in our wardrobes.
On our Vugataki platform, there's a shopping option. You simply go to www.vugataki.com, and then you click there on the shopping option, and then you can choose from a wide variety of shoes. Moreover, we have a shop in Braamfontein, Johannesburg, that houses them. It's called RHTC Store, 70 Juta. And moreover, we have a store in Vosloorus, my hometown. It's called Kasi Lifestyle Concept Store.
Yeah.
And we also sell on WhatsApp.
Okay.
Mostly that's where we get
And
them.
they range between 650 and about 850.
Yeah, 650 and 850. Then limited edition is from 1,000 to...
We're going to want limited edition.
One of the most inspiring things about your story is just your love for resourcefulness and self-education. You speak about how self-education has been an important role to get you to where you are. Yes. Any other words you'd like to say about that?
I would say that self-education is like the real education. Because no one is going to free you. You are the one who's supposed to free yourself, and you are the one who's supposed to do ground research and free yourself and free your mind.
Wow.
Beautiful.
Thank you so much.
You are so inspiring.
That's it. That's it.
The girls call him inspiring, I call him an absolute legend. It's so good to have him on the couch with us on Afternoon Express. And speaking about legends, the Legends lean poses have been happening all over our social media accounts, and particularly on our Facebook page. Later on in the show, directly after this ad break, Tresor is going to be choosing his favorite Legends lean pose. And I wanted to show you two more that I found. Garth Mackrell says, "This is my Legends lean pose by Oh Boy. Oh boy, I want those docs, lol. I'm inspired by the 80s and the 70s myself." And there's his little picture over there. Thanks for getting out into the garden and taking that one, Garth. We love that so much. Then there was one over here that I wanted to show you from Ignatius. Says, "Big ups to Afternoon Express. Here's my Legends lean pose. I'm inspired by Bob Marley, giving me hope to loving my neighbors and living rich from life in peace and unity. One love. Protect our women." Legends lean pose. And there we go, right on the couch, tuned into Afternoon Express. Hope you guys are enjoying seeing all your photographs on our show today. Continue to send through your Legends lean pose because time is officially up to send those through. So you've got basically this ad break to send, and Tresor will choose his favorite. Plus he's got a performance lined up for us, so you don't go anywhere. A warm welcome back to Afternoon Express. The stage is set and we're very excited today in the Afternoon Express. Love Tresor is our guest today, and this man has shared so much about his career growing up from that last time he was on our show, speaking about his journey into South Africa, his growth of his music industry, and to all the success that's still to come with the man himself. I thought the best way to kind of end off a Thursday afternoon, in case you've got the flu, we've got the perfect remedy on the show today. Tresor, come and join us on the show. Listen, we haven't got a chance to ask you about Remedy itself. I mean, what is the big inspiration behind this track for you?
Thank you so much for having me. Remedy pretty much inspired by healing love and just fun, youthful love.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And this Riziki thing, I've seen it on all your social media platforms. Is Riziki just your surname? Is it Tresor Riziki?
That's right.
Okay. And this album that we're talking about, where the Remedy came from, and all these songs that you're producing now, what can people expect from it? And like, what are the big highlights for you personally?
I think the whole highlight of the album is pretty much revive the African pop sound and the classic African pop sound. And also, I hope this music is going to be able to just revive the glory days of African pop sound. It's fun, it's colorful, and I hope it makes people dance, man.
I always ask artists this because, I mean, as though you're trying to make audiences dance, you're trying to get them connected with your sound. There's a deeply personal spot in your heart for the music that you produce. Remedy itself, maybe the album itself, what personally does it mean for you?
This album, personally, for me, is very much a statement of being bold as young African artists, staying true to my roots as well, just having fun with the music. And as I said, the direction I'm taking the music is pretty much to be spearheading the new African pop sound and just exposing the world to the beautiful and the wonderful side of African pop music.
Yeah.
And I'm really hoping with this album we're going to be able to really break boundaries. As already we've really received incredible love from Japan, Australia, UK, and a lot of other places. So I think we're really heading to the right direction with the music.
I love it. Man, we cannot wait to hear the song today on the show, and this album is going to be absolutely incredible. You guys are in for a treat, whether you got the blues this Thursday afternoon, or perhaps you've got the flu, we've got the perfect remedy. Tresor, live on Afternoon Express.
Pick me up to pull me through, baby. Give me more, I wanna lose control. But don't hold back, I wanna feel it all now. When you start in the back of my mind, I forget all the things that find me out. Give me faith, give me strength, give me time. I need to feel it right. You my remedy, my overdose. You got a piece of me. You my remedy, my overdose. You got a piece of me. You got a piece of me. My overdose. You got a piece of me. You got a piece of me. My overdose. You got a piece of me. 89 running myself to you. Giving up something I'll never do. Take me high, bring me back down again. I'll never have enough. When you start in the back of my mind, I forget all the things that find me out. Give me faith, give me strength, give me time. I need to feel it right. You my remedy, my overdose. You got a piece of me. You my remedy, my overdose. You got a piece of me. You got a piece of me. My overdose. You got a piece of me. You got a piece of me. My overdose. You got a piece of me. When you start in the back of my mind, I forget all the things that find me out. Give me faith, give me strength, give me time. I need to feel it right. You my remedy, my overdose. You got a piece of me. You my remedy, my overdose. You
Yes.
I think I've nailed how Danilo dances. He goes like this.
It's cool because this couch
I
bounces
love
up and down.
you so much. I feel like I'm having a proper fangirl moment. Yeah,
I'm so
obsessed.
crazy about your outfit. Is that actually painted on the
That's
leather?
right.
Is that what are they limited edition or can you, or
Yeah,
did you
so
do
it's a
that?
collaboration with Dr. Martins
Yeah.
and my illustrator and myself, Lazi Matibula. We pretty much came up with the whole idea.
Okay, but I want a pair of those. I don't want the plain black ones on those
We're
ones.
gonna have to talk after the show.
If the shoe fits, Jeannie, all right?
It's absolutely
Yeah.
beautiful.
I think my feet are a little bit smaller than yours.
I think you should start a leather range of your own and sell those.
Yeah, what
Yeah.
about the style side of you? Because you've really been pushing that quite hard, and it's been awesome. I've loved seeing you. Every time I see you in something new, something
I
different,
want
it's
to
always
dress like
exciting.
you.
Thank you, thank you.
tell
You
us
know,
about it.
we have to push boundaries, you know, of the music as well as the fashion. Because for me, like, I consider fashion is just as important as the music.
Yeah.
And I gotta marry the both of them all the time.
Absolutely.
Love it. Now listen, we've been running this competition
Great
on the show
marriage.
today. Everyone's been taking their what's it called? The
The Legends
Legends
Leans
Leans
pose.
pose.
I think mine
Jeannie
was
hasn't
the
done
winner.
hers yet. Can you just...
Because I'm in a skirt.
Okay.
I actually
But
think
I mean,
I won, but
if
I
you guys
think we
clear
should
the
give other
area,
people a
I'll
chance.
do
It wasn't a competition. You guys have been submitting all your favorite photos of your Legends Lean poses of yourselves, and thanks so much for all of them that came through. Tresor has chosen his winner of the Legends Lean pose competition, and congrats to drumroll. Is it Shirin Vauda? Congratulations to you, Shirin. Now listen to this.
Yeah.
You walk away. How awesome is that photo? It's awesome, eh? It's
cool.
You walk away with a Tresor hamper containing 2 signed albums and also that pair of Doc Martens. I think this stuff is worth almost 2,500 rand. So
I love Doc
Amazing.
Martens.
wowza.
I want those ones.
The classic.
They're absolutely amazing. I definitely think you can release a fashion line.
Yeah,
Your style
absolutely.
is-
That's the future, pretty much.
Yeah, maybe you guys can collaborate as
Collaborate.
well.
Your shoes are crazy, man.
They're cool, huh?
Yeah.
You're crazy, super crazy.
Kulani, what else can we expect from you and your shoe range? Are you going to branch into maybe clothing,
Yes, yes.
the types of
as-
merchandising?
Yeah, we'll be introducing other product lines under Mama Kia. We'll be introducing your clothing and your at large, you understand? So we believe that a strong brand is supposed to expand, you understand?
Yeah.
However, we just need to polish this one before we can branch into, you understand?
I'm sure Jeannie would love a weaved bikini.
No, I want to be bikini, but we've discussing doing a little pair of espadrilles. I want espadrilles like that.
Limited edition.
Yeah, I'm doing a limited edition with him. We've already discussed it. When it comes to buying shoes, I'm already on it. No, Tresor, I wanted to ask you, I went to London a while ago and I was one of the best interviews I've ever done with one of my favorite artists, and I fell in love with him. And you got to tour with him. What was it like touring with Seal? Isn't he unbelievable? He's the most amazing guy ever.
Incredible
Thanks, Heidi Klum.
artist.
No, they're divorced. There's space for me now. And you know what? She cheated on him with their South African bodyguard. So when I went in there, I was like, hi, I'm
Spicy.
South African. I don't know if you guys like us very much. And he was like, well, I like you. I was
Oh,
like,
wow. You almost sealed his heart. Stole his heart, sealed
he
his
sent
heart.
me a WhatsApp afterwards, and it was a rose. So I got a kiss from a rose.
Wow, guys, it's the cheese. The cheese is deep in here.
I know.
It's deep.
I've been kissed by a rose.
It's a beautiful
big black
performance you toured
rose.
with him, which was amazing. It must have been incredible.
Yeah, it was amazing. He's such an incredible guy. Just touring with him was an amazing experience, and yeah, we got to really spend some time and just, you know, it was an incredible guy, and just touring for him as well as just the whole experience overall was amazing.
Yeah, and he is a good kisser.
Well, on that note, I guess we should say goodbye to Afternoon Express today. Tomorrow's the weekend. So Jeannie needs some on the weekend, man.
Yeah, Jeans, tell me more about that after this.
We'll see you same time, same
Thank
place
you for
tomorrow.
watching. See you tomorrow.
Good night and happy
Good
Easter.
night.
Another feel-good production.